Hi students, I thought I would just put together a little screencast for you to help with the present value and future value problems that you have for homework this week. As you can see, I'm here in my home office, relaxing. I've got Buttercup on my desk here, waiting for my attention. Here's the Buttercup. Can you say hi, Buttercup? Say hi, Juno. Hi, Juno. So again, I think the Chapter 3 homework tips handout that I passed out in class on Tuesday will help you. I posted this in Moodle in the classroom resources for you. And remember to go through the steps to determine what you're trying to solve for. That will really help you, as well as Appendix 3 and then the video links on how to use Excel for present value and future value. In addition to future value and present value functions that are built into Microsoft Excel, one thing I didn't mention in class is there are also pre-built financial functions if you are solving for rate or if you are solving for payment. So depending on what you're trying to solve for, you might need to use the rate or the payment functions in Microsoft Excel. And in this document, it goes through what you would put in for rate. Payment must be entered as a negative amount. That's a key thing to note. You can also solve for number of payments if that's the variable you're trying to find, as well as if you're trying to find just a payment amount. So let's do a sample problem. Now this will be similar to Chapter 3, Problem 3 from the textbook. A saver wants $150,000 after 10 years and believes it is possible to earn an annual rate of 6% on invested funds. What amount must be invested each year to accumulate $150,000 if the payments are made at the beginning of each year or if they are made at the end of each year? And then Part B, how much must be invested annually if the expected yield is only 4%? So I would look at this problem and what am I trying to find? I'm trying to find the present value of annuity payments because I know what the future value is, $150,000. I know the time, number of periods. I know the interest rate. So I want to solve for payment. So in financial formulas, there is a pre-built payment formula. Insert my rate, 6%. Insert number of periods, 10 years. Present value is what I'm trying to find. The future value is $150,000. And I'm going to put a 1 in here because this is an annuity due where the payment's made at the beginning of the period. So when I do that and solve, 10,736.03 would be the answer for Part A1. Now for Part A2, the only difference is payments are made at the end of the year. So I'm going from an annuity due to an ordinary annuity. So all I got to do is go up in my formula bar and change that 1 to a 0. And rerun, and lo and behold, 11,380.19, which it makes sense. If I'm not putting the payments in until the end of the year, I'm going to have to put in more to accumulate $150,000 than if I put that payment in at the beginning of the year where we have more time to accumulate interest. Part B, the only thing I'm going to change is the interest rate from 6% to 4%, so I can do that right at the top of the financial function there. And if I leave it as an ordinary annuity, my answer is $12,493, which makes a lot of sense. If I'm earning less interest, I'm going to have to put more money in than if I would have earned the 6% interest. And if I want to change it from an ordinary annuity to annuity due, again, I'll just change it back from a 0 to a 1 in the toolbar, and voila, $12,013, which also makes sense. If I'm putting money in at the beginning of the year, I should be able to put in less than if I'm putting in at the end of the year to accumulate the same $150,000. So that's the payment function, and remember, depending on what you're trying to solve for in Excel, we have number of periods. So if you're trying to solve for, the number of periods, just use that function. If you're trying to solve for payment, use payment function. If you're trying to solve for rate function. And then, of course, the present value and the future value functions. So I hope this helps. Have a good weekend.